Hi everybody, I'm Michael, and I am playing The Lady's Choice. This is a very difficult choice. I have three wonderful gentlemen whom I can pursue, and I cannot pick which gentleman I like most. So I'm gonna need some help. Pick a number from 1 to 3.
The answer is 3.
Aha! So, the answer is 3. We are going to be pursuing Mr. Amesbury. Thank you, random number generator. I think the picnic sounds wonderful. And you would be correct. I went the year before last and enjoyed every moment. It seems I made a good first choice this season. She gives a gentle laugh, leaning forward to rest a comforting hand on my leg. Do not worry so, Catherine. You shall do wonderfully. And even if you should not, I shall be right beside you no matter what the outcome is. I give a smile of gratitude, glad to have such a friend to get me through whatever is to come. That afternoon, we don our coats and hats and head towards the park where the picnic is being held. At least the weather held for this event. After greeting our host, Arabella quickly shuffles me over to one of the quieter areas. People have gathered in groups, chattering away and passing glances over anyone nearby in a barely concealed what is that sentence? And passing glances over anyone nearby in a barely concealed inspection. Okay, I don't get it. Okay, I'm not spared their looks. Everybody looks at me. Most of the crowd is uncertain of my identity. So I tell them my name. Hi, I'm Miss Catherine Bennet. My smile drops at their hushed whispers and wide eyes. One woman snaps a fan in front of her face to hide her disdain. Arabella managed to find a spot on a picnic blanket, and I'm just about to sit when a slightly familiar voice calls to us. Lady Ashbourne. We both glance to one side to see the source of the cheerful call. Oh my. Why, Colonel Foxley, I didn't expect to see you here. I heard word that the military was going to leave Bath. That is correct, though some of the officers have chosen to remain behind. We've been lacking a good society for too long. He gives a laugh that resonates around us. So you will be staying the whole season? I cannot help but smile further at the woman's barely contained enthusiasm. Indeed I shall be. This is most wonderful to hear, Colonel. His gaze flicks to me as though only now realizing I'm there too. Hi, you can stop flirting, I'm here too. Ah, Miss Bennet, was it? I give a nod, and he gives a small bow. How lucky I am to have stumbled upon you both. The company of my fellow officers would feel stale compared to yours. Then I hope you'll join us? She gestures to the picnic blanket, barely big enough to see 2 people. I would not wish to intrude, Lady Ashbourne. Nonsense. She steps closer, lacing her arm into his. And did I not tell you to call me Arabella? His blush deepens, and I shake my head at the pair as we sit and attempt to share a small blanket. After a couple of hours of lively conversation, I begin to find myself half forgotten by the entranced pair. Great, so I just had to sit there for a couple of hours watching them flirt non-stop? Ugh, totally boring. I give myself the excuse of needing to stretch my legs. I leave them behind, giving them as much privacy as they can manage among so many people. I head slightly away from the hustle and bustle of the picnic, finding a quiet area where a bird song can be heard. The gentle peace of it tempts me further away from the picnic. I only come to a halt once I find somebody on the bridge ahead. He has his back to me and seems too distracted with staring at the waters of the pond below to notice that I'm here. I assume he's with the picnic party as he is without coat and hat. Looking to escape too? I take a step closer, though he still doesn't notice me. Were you also looking for an escape from the picnic? The man's head flicks around to face me as I speak, and my eyes widen in recognition. Mr. Amesbury! Miss Bennet! We stand for a moment in surprised silence before he gives a chuckle. I apologize, I did not mean to act as a barricade across the bridge. You certainly seemed quite lost in your thoughts. Yes, well, these kinds of gatherings tend to bring up certain topics I have long avoided. He smiles and I step closer to him in the bridge. And what topics would those be? Yeah, what do you not want to talk about? Oh, the usual conversations. Oh, relatives I haven't seen since childhood. My sister's vastly superior accomplishments. My lack of regard for society. He glances at me to gauge my reaction to his overly honest statements, so I keep a smile settled on my expression. Have you also been bombarded by the same talk? It seems I was much luckier than you in company at this event, Mr. Amesbury. Yet still here you are, away from the crowds. Maybe instead you feared being interrogated on, according to my elders, the only topic worth mentioning. This time I do purse my lips in confusion. Marriage. His tone of voice dulls, and I notice his shoulders shrug and a silent sigh. Marriage is not of interest to you? His brow quirks into an arch, but before his lips thin in thought. I wouldn't say that. He shifts around to rest against the stone railing of the bridge. I'm just not interested in having my future partner picked out for me based on title or wealth. It sounds like he doesn't want, everybody's talking to him about marriage all the time, and it's just a little bit too much pressure for him. He's also being pressured by his sister, who is way better than he is. Everybody loves her. Nobody likes poor Amesbury. I do not wish to marry for convenience, but I want to marry for love, for passion. My hope for this life is to meet someone and have an instant... His brow arches in thought, and I can see he's searching for a word to fit the end of his sentence. An instant connection? An instant connection? He spins to face me, his face lighting into a bright smile. You're a much better wordsmith than I, Miss Bennet. But yes, that's exactly it. How fortuitous that we should have had the same thought. Like he wants to meet somebody who he likes. He doesn't want to meet some stuffy woman he hates, but has to date because of her title. I would dare to say we've had a connection of minds, have we not? His gaze holds mine, his deep brown eyes much more amber in color than I realized before. I turn away slightly as the heat settles on my cheeks from the continued gaze. You're a romantic, Mr. Amesbury. Oh, okay, he's Mr. Amesbury, not Lord Amesbury. Sorry about that. He does not have a title. I suppose that's why his family is so intent on him marrying well. I bet his sister married well, and so they expect him to do likewise. A lot of family pressure, I can understand that. I'm thankful for the cool breeze which helps settle my blush. I would like to believe so, yes, but the world has no place for romantics. His smile fades, his lips tightening and his brow furrowing. My father's pressed upon me the need to settle. If I do not find a wife by my own means this season, then he has already chosen one for me. Oh my gosh, Dad, why would you do that? So Dad's like, guess what? You're going to marry this woman. Okay, I'll give you a chance. Okay, we've got a month. Find somebody else who's gonna marry you in this month, or else you're marrying my choice. An arranged marriage in this day and age? My goodness. Can you not just refuse? He offers me a small smile, though it seems sad. You're lucky to even be able to have such a thought, Miss Bennet. I envy the family you must have. Should I refuse, my father will disinherit me. His smile and laugh return. And I admit freely, I do not wish that at all. As much pressure as my family gives me, I still very much love them. I just wish I could find someone else who I could love just as much.